Okay, we're gonna have a fun and exciting day planned today. Yes, the wind is in my hearing aids and it's hard to hear myself breathe, but guess what we're gonna do? You guessed it, Subaru. RZ! Right, BRZ? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so we are into this weird injection system. So this would be, no, I don't know. We've got, no, it's this one. That one. This way. Okay, so there's like two sets of injectors for this thing. There's an outer and an inner set of injectors. How weird is that? Right? Mm-hmm. Pretty freaking weird if you ask me. And yeah, the reason I'm saying it's weird is because there's actually in-head injection systems in this. There's multi-ports. And then you have this throttle body deal kind of going on here, or these intake ones. So I honestly find it to be quite interesting, to say the least. Interesting. So this goes in here like this, right? And then there is another. Are you sure that this is where these go?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly how I tore them up. And this.
Yes, Tim?
This connects the two.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close. You need to get your mass airflow in your air and stuff. We need the, I need that belt. We're gonna put the belt on. We've got this. I'm gonna pop this off of here. It's loose. And we're gonna put that belt on here. Hopefully I've got all the idlers and stuff. And then he's gonna put his pipes and shit on, which we've got. And then we are going to turn the engine over without starting it, hopefully. I have to put the AC compressor on. And what the hell is this hole here? There is something missing here.
What's that?
This hole, there's a sensor that goes in there of some sort. And I don't know what it is, but that has to be remedied. Is there one on that block? It's an open hole? Alright, if it was an open hole, it's an open hole. Alright. So I guess we don't have to do much to that. But, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put that belt on there. And then we're going to put the AC compressor on. And then he's going to put his pipes in for the airflow sensor. Timothy, you're going to put this water in this block. And hopefully everything goes well, because we're going to start we're going to turn it over and let it build engine oil pressure. And it'll probably be okay because the fuel system is not going to pop off right away anyway. And yeah, then we're going to run the ever-loving shit out of it. Okay, so this will be the, I want to wait for that. Just unplug that piece of shit, will you? It's ready. We're ready. I've got the oil in. We had a little bit of an oil leak this morning. We are midway between the two dots, so that's correct. And besides, this thing is tilted back anyway, so it's probably slightly over full. But Peyton's going to go ahead and just turn it, make sure it's in neutral, and then turn that key right away. Don't let it pump fuel into it yet, because I want you to turn it over and just hold it for a little bit, 30 seconds, count to 25. Hold it and count to 25. If it fires, then fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. All right, let's see. We want to get oil pressure before we fire off. Let's see what happens. That sounded weird. Sounds like it's lubricating. Well, it's gonna go. Keep going. You got a pressure light in there? Oil pressure? Alright, hold it there. It's pumping gas now. You hear it? Let it get through the system and then... What?
The smell.
It smells funky. Give her a shot. Hold it. It fired. I didn't like the sound it made with the starter. Yeah, go ahead. Hold it. Get the battery charger on this thing. That battery is weak. Turn the key off. Turn the key back on. I hear all these weird noises. You hear that noise? Come on up here and see what you hear. It sounds like maybe it's fuel rushing through. You make so much noise. I guess I got my hearing aids in too, so I'll have to edit out me yelling at Tim because, you know, all the bleeding hearts. I can't believe you yelled at him.
Fucking jackass just want to bitch and complain about it too.
Yeah, well.
What did you tell me that guy said to me?
They called you a fat fuck, didn't you know?
Well, you're a fat fucker.
It's trying. It's going to suck a lot of that gas out, so don't use the throttle. Just let it idle. Because there's a lot of gas on that intake, it's just choking itself out, so it's not a terrible thing. You can give it some gas and see if you can get it to go. Now just hold it about half throttle. Keep it at about half throttle. Just keep it at half throttle. Okay, so we're cranking away at this thing. What had happened was I hooked up, if you remember, back in the video, I asked Timothy, are you sure this is where these things go? And he's like, that's the way they came off. Well, that wasn't the way they came off. I actually hooked the fuel pressure line to there was like this vacuum line that goes into the intake manifold. And what happened was the pressure was feeding gasoline into the intake manifold, and it actually hydrolocked the motor. So that's why it's running so rough, you know, or starting so rough, but it smooths right out. So right about now is when she's going, so I'll shut up and you can listen to this BRZ come to life. Woohoo! We got smoke! All right, run her up to 1,500. 1,500. That's 1,500. Run it up to 5,000. Let it idle for a little bit. Just let it idle. We went from frown to smile really pretty quick when we figured out we hooked the fuel up wrong. Oops. Oh, it's lubricated.
Well,
doesn't sound bad. I was a little worried there when it loaded that thing up and hydrolocked. That was not good.
Yeah, that kind of scared me.
I was a little concerned myself. Yeah. Good. All right. She sounds smooth. Now we got to figure out some antifreeze. It's alive. It's alive. The little Subi's alive. Well, you can shut that off now. Oh, you hear it hit the alternator?
Yeah.
like, hello. Okay. Yeah. We had it timed correctly. The only problem was I had my fuel lines hooked. This one here was hooked to here, which this was, what is this? Return line of some sort, but it isn't hooked to the intake manifold. It started puking gas on the pressure side up into the throttle body there. And yeah, it did not want to run. I actually thought we had a collision with the valves. I was like, fuck! But we didn't have a collision with the valves. We just had a fuel issue, and we're going to run her up to temperature here. Hopefully there's enough antifreeze in there. Whatever we took out, we put back in, so that's good. But I don't see any oil leaks.
No.
Now she's idling down nice. All right. So that means that we actually got that little valve on the timing actuators correct. There was a little issue with that and wasn't sure whether we had done that right. But okay, so we didn't drive it out of here tonight. We don't have enough antifreeze. But all in all, it's a success. We did have a little bit of an issue. I did it. I didn't hook the fuel lines up right, but in my own defense, I didn't take it apart. So, you know, it's my fault that I didn't hook it up correctly, but it's not my fault because I didn't know how it came apart there. But we do need some coolant. We did have it started. It runs nice. It is running a little bit rough, but that's expected because of all the oil and stuff that was in the machine or in the engine. And yeah, so tomorrow he's going to come back. Tomorrow morning, and we're going to do the remainder of the problem. All the parts that are up top there, they will get put back onto the car, and I'll probably post that the car is out the door. But for the most part, this was the last engine install rebuild of a what is this thing? A Subaru Toyota Scion BRZ GT86 and Scion Toad something or other. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever the hell it was, but it's a nice little car, and he loves the car, so it's good to go. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, that's okay, but that's just life. Have a nice day.